Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I'm covering Bling Empire, Season 1, Episode 5, Private Lies. Or the one I like to call Kelly Bugs the Shit Out of Me. Hey guys, let's get into the episode. Okay, maybe that's unfair. I love Kelly, but this whole Andrew thing, he sucks so bad she bugs the shit out of me. So this episode starts out with Guy, Kane, Kelly, and Kim. So they're going to have Kevin over and they're going to throw him a birthday party. So I believe they said he's turning 36. They are surprising him. They getting ready to throw confetti, and they have two cakes. One of them has a picture of him with a big old dong on it, which I loved. And he's he's always the sweetest. I know I have a crush on Kevin, but he really is the sweetest guy ever. He says it's the first time friends have thrown a birthday party for him ever. He talks about the lonely, shitty parties that he's had, and he's usually alone, so this is a big deal. So we see his mom arrive, and I love the relationship with him and his mom. Remember that she adopted him, but she's been so supportive as he tries to find out what happened with his birth parents. And he introduces his mom to Kelly as his future wife. And Mom immediately jokes that Kelly's hips aren't big enough to produce babies. So Mom and Kim start talking because Kim, as you remember, is kind of going through what Kevin did, where she doesn't know what happened to her dad. They lost contact 8 years ago. And Kevin's mom is saying, that she has no problem with Kevin looking for his parents, and she doesn't feel threatened by that, and she wants them to see what a good guy Kevin is, and I think that is just like the sweetest response to the situation. Kim realizes that she wants closure with her relationship with her father. She's hoping her mom will be supportive. We see that they're messing with Kevin. Kane comes up with this idea to blindfold him and have him dig for a coin in the cake. He tries to tell her that it's a Singapore tradition, but to camera he's like, yeah, it's not a thing. But it was a pretty funny moment. Plus, anytime we can see Kevin without a shirt on, I'm here for it. So everybody's outside. So, okay, let's go on. The next day, we see Kevin and Kane. They go to this boba place. Kane, the richest one on the show, well, no, not really, one of the richest on the show, forgot his wallet, which is hilarious because Kevin, the model, who lives in an apartment with like 5 other dudes, has to end up paying for everything. They ordered a ton of food and drinks, and they laugh about Kevin's mom saying Kelly has small birthing hips. Kevin talks about Kelly, so Kevin's into Kelly. And he's talking to Kane about it. He's worried about her because, remember, she just got this awful relationship with Andrew. And he's worried that her pattern, they seem to break up, get back together a lot. He's worried that that's going to be what happens. Meanwhile, we go over to Christine. And the more I see her, I understand that she's supposed to be the villain of the show. I just think, what an empty life. She puts on all these parties and flashes her wealth around, but she just seems, I don't know, unhappy, empty. I don't know what the word is. Cliche, maybe? But she's having this big party for baby G, and it's his first birthday. She wants an epic party. She keeps calling him her miracle baby. They want to go all out, so they have this puppet show, this VR machine. They have a Gucci claw machine with actual Gucci bags in there. They're having paintings done of Baby G. It's at this children's museum. They made a donation for underserved children. They have his name on the wall. She said she wanted to build a mini legacy for Baby G. So then she says it's so he can get into the right preschools. You guys, I'm banging my head against the wall. She's just too much. She says the donation cost her half a season of couture. Okay. Anna says it's so contrived, and she's just determined to have fun. Again, Anna remains my favorite. I love her. I want to be friends with her. I mean, Anna's goofy as hell, but I still want to hang out with her and see what happens. I want her to fly me to Paris. Anna jumps into the balls, basically hits her head, but she comes up laughing about it. Christine says Anna gathers people to be monkeys in her service, which I find very funny because Christine's saying Anna's looking for attention, and I think, isn't that exactly what you do, Christine? So we go over to the beach. Kevin has organized this bonfire with the group of friends, and he's invited this shaman. He's a spiritual healer, and Kevin, I love Kevin. He's just always trying to help Kelly. He's worried about her after the breakup, and he says that he wants to invite this healer to help her out. She says she's ready. She wants to be herself again. So we see the group making s'mores. I really want s'mores. Kevin talks about this experience he's been through with this healer before. It affected him so much they threw up, which was interesting. I've never been to a healer. Is that a thing? I mean, I've heard of being moved, but I didn't know you could barf. Kane says that he goes shopping and that's his form of therapy. But we see that, I skipped past it. The shaman, he talks to Kelly. They're doing weird breathing. They do fire, cleansing, cleaning, cleanses her energy away. She's upset, but they have her meditating. And they go over to Jamie real quick, and she's meditating on which bag to get. Everybody's laughing at her. We go over to Kim, and her mom's there photographing her. She's encouraging her to, quote, show more tits. I just couldn't imagine my mom saying something like that to me. They cheers to good health and more wealth, which I kind of love that cheers. Brings up to mom about finding her biological father. At first, mom's upset, doesn't like to bring up the past, but she seems open to it. She says it hurts her to talk about, but Kim's a great daughter and she supports her. So it was a touching scene. We go over to Kevin and Kane. Christine invited them to a leather party. This is kind of a Frankenstein episode. Everybody's just kind of all over the place. All these parties, all these scenes, nothing really ties together, but I'm here for it. So they're trying on leather stuff, and they start talking about Kelly. Kevin says if the moment's right, he's going to ask her out. Kevin likes to invite women over and cook them pancakes. He says that afterwards he asks them if they want to cuddle, and it usually leads to sex. I'd say, yes, Kevin, I'll have your pancakes. We go over to Christine's party. We still never really got what this is about. She called it leather and Botox at one point. She calls the party to keep it tight. She says it's for a new machine that they have. Remember, her husband is a doctor. I believe he is a plastic surgeon there in Beverly Hills. It's a machine that keeps things tight. They have Kelly sitting on it, and they said it'll tighten her pelvic floor. I don't know. Everybody's wearing leather. I'm still not sure what one had to do with the other. So things got real weird because Christine is like thanking them all for coming, talks about the pressure to keep things up in, Beverly Hills. She talks about tight butts. And she says there's anally enthusiastic folk. That's what she says. Then she says Anna in front of everybody, like she's pointing to Anna. Anna says to camera, I believe that people that talk about sex are the unhappy ones not having it. Anna asked Christine, is there a reason that you brought this up? Are you trying to, where are you going with that? Christine cuts her off and says, any tips you have? You got a few years on us. Oh, man, Christine is a bitch. Her jealousy of Anna is like nothing I've ever seen. It's wild. She says these horrible things to and about Anna, and the way Anna maintains her composure, I don't understand. Because I think I would just lose my shit. Okay, let's go over to Kevin. Kevin decides to pull Kelly aside and talk to her. He says that he knows he likes her. He's just not sure that she understands that he's actually flirting with her. So he says he wants to take her out. She says she's nervous and she's never seen him like this. Kevin says that he's in heaven because she does agree to go out with him. It wasn't really a date type thing. I didn't think he asked her out for. He just said, let's go have some fun. Meanwhile, the next scene, again, it's a Frankenstein episode all over the place. Kim is very nervous, and she's hired a private investigator to find her biological dad. She's talking to Kevin about it because, of course, he's been through this. Wants to know if her dad wants to rekindle the relationship with her. We meet with Leatherface here, who really freaks me out. I mean, he looks like a cartoon character, right? What's going on with the facial hair? They kind of talk about the different scenarios that could happen with Kim's dad. The investigator says, best case scenario, he's dead. Then you can write your own narrative. Kevin's like, what? That's best case scenario? Kim's crying. Kevin says he can tell that it means a lot to Kim and that this could potentially change her life, finding her dad. So then we go over to salsa. Again, all over the place. Kevin invites Kelly to go salsa dancing with him. Kelly looks stunning. I love that black dress. I think she looks fantastic. I love her shoes. She's gorgeous. Kevin always looks good. So he says normal move of his is the whole pancake thing, but this time he wants to do something different. He wants to take her salsa dancing, which I thought was really fun. Kelly's saying that Kevin's not the best dancer, but he's trying. And he's enjoying the physical contact with her. There's a very awkward scene where he's like dipping her, and he tries to lay a kiss on her, but their faces aren't lining up. More like she's turning her face away from his. It's cringy. But she says she's happy that they're spending time together. But then, you guys, she says she's just not emotionally ready to date someone new. Nope, wrong answer, Kelly. Let me do this for you. Obviously, you make terrible decisions, as we see right here. Please dump this asshole Andrew and move on to Kevin. Andrew. So they meet up under the guise of spending time with their dog. The dog misses Andrew. He treats her like a dog. He really does. So I just don't understand this need to get back together, but I mean, she seems to enjoy it. It's so weird and creepy and gross, and it really... Ugh. Andrew's the worst. Okay, so it's a whole thing. He's asking if she's seeing anybody. She's like, no. She said she wants to break the bad cycle that they've been through, and he's saying it's been extraordinarily painful for him. Oh, poor guy. It's hard not to verbally abuse people anymore. He's saying he wants to be the best dog dad, gag me, and her best friend, and this makes her break down and start crying. He says he doesn't want her to get hurt or to be the one who hurts her. No, you took her for granted, you talked to her like shit, you treated her like shit, and you yelled at her a lot. So he sure didn't mind hurting her like a few days ago. But suddenly he's acting like he doesn't want to do that anymore. And they have this horrible moment where they both say I love you as they're walking away. It made no sense. I hope this is just a fake storyline because I really can't with him. Kick his ass off the show. Fire him from Power Rangers. Sayonara. And that's how the episode ends. It would have been much better had we not had to deal with Andrew. Had Kelly and Kevin gotten together. So many things. But it was still good. I'm still really enjoying the series. There's only a few more episodes left, so I'm going to stick with it. I'll put them out here and there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Stay healthy and safe, and I will be talking to you guys very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.